What is going on YouTube? And today we have a super exciting video. Today we're going back through the EWC VODs and we're gonna look at what Twisted Minds did to really solidify that win for them. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so obviously they played a phenomenal tournament overall. I'm really gonna focus on this last game here, but if you guys want more of this, let me know and I can drop a whole other video about what they did in the entire tournament that really made them come out on top. So let's get started.
10, it is a marathon, not a sprint.
All right, so obviously right off the rip, it really helps that they weren't contested off the drop. They had factory for free, which really helps them succeed because they're able to loot such a large POI, get a bunch of money, get advanced UAVs, all of that. I mean, you even heard Aiden say in his interview earlier in the tournament that they were waiting until fire sale to really rotate so that they could pop an advanced UAV and kind of know where everybody's going. But I think something that Twisted Minds did really good was, and you know, this is a big shout out to Almond, is that they were able to know based off of where the first circle was that the odds of where the circle is going to end, and they rotated really early. So as you see here, everybody's kind of fighting and we don't see Twisted Minds pretty much at all on the kill feed because they're not worried about kills here.
To maybe get involved
early. 100 Thieves, they have company at control center.
All right, looking at the mini map right here on the top left, again, they're still in factory, but we have played 4 days of Rebirth up until this point. I know when I was watching, I assumed that this zone was going to end in the tunnel. So if you're one of these teams right here landing on the edge, you should be telling yourself right now, like, hey, we really need to rotate into prison and we need prison control in some sort of way.
As they so often do, EXO continuing to stick around, hang around, but also back off himself into the second level.
Biffle, shifty. They want to get back on it.
You can skip all of this.
Strongholds. You're just trying. And he is Ender. He's not going to be able to clean it on up though. It's Hobbits.
All right, so now we are entering first zone. We're still in first zone.
Also here in the mix.
And look at what Twisted Minds is doing. And again, you know, we have to just pay attention to the mini map here because we're really limited on their POVs that we have. But pay attention to the kill feed. Aiden just killed Scummin. Where does Scummin land? They land at headquarters. So they're already first zone, knowing that, hey, we need to rotate up.
He's not going to be able to clean it on up though.
Here we go. See, and we see them in prison. This is the first zone and they're already taking fights in prison. They already know, hey, we need to take this over. And that's something that I think they did that most of the teams didn't do fast enough. And I think that that's a big reason as to why they ended up winning the tournament, because they were able to acknowledge these end zones. It happened the game before this where they got second place, and it happened again. Like, they really paid attention. Hey, we need to early rotate because you're on match point. You don't care to get a bajillion kills. Like, you need to focus rotation.
It's Diaz Biffle that's there, and Skullface, he's continuing just to try and stay alive.
Again, 100 Thieves
back on in. Now here comes the question.
We're just in the trenches. I mean, they had like team after team after team land on them. So the fact that they made it end zone is really typical in the first place. But again, Twisted Minds still fighting prison. So see, look, Almond is still in factory. He's still anchoring for the team just in case something were to happen. At least they still have a place to regain because factory is still in zone. But his team is taking space in prison. So they know, hey, we can still rotate prison when the time comes. See, look, and now Ben is already working up. So now they're already taking control of headquarters.
We know this is a contest that has been happening for a while. And well, for the general,
more towards the north than you would have liked. So
here we go. They're wiping the teams as they go. They're really clearing out their entire back at this point.
A little bit of a wrench into the plan of the French. You might be
here. You got two of those VP bodies over towards prison. That zone's going to squeezing up together.
Him down and in their role here.
All right, here we go. And I think that this is the decision that made Twisted Minds win it all, in my opinion. Again, my prediction going into this last map was that the zone was going to end in the tunnel, which is pretty much where the zone ended the game before that. So we have a very similar zone to the previous game. Now take a look about where all the other match point teams are. You have 100 Thieves in control. You have Falcons all the way at the bottom here in the docks. You have VP all the way in chem. And you have Gentlemates right here in industries. All of holding the edge of the circle. And look at what our Twisted Minds decides to do here.
Been able to stabilize. Reminder, folks, doesn't matter that
they're working into prison that they've already cleared. They've cleared this whole area. They probably have an advanced UAV going at this point, so they know about this team.
The dynasty in Warzone. A lot of map left to play.
And look at what they decide to do. They're going through prison and they're taking showers because again, they know, hey, we need to be sitting around this area right here.
Team coming to the end of zone number 3. The gentlemen, they've moved on over towards concrete.
And see, look, they're taking that gunfight. They're like, okay, you know what? This is win condition.
In the process, but you very cleanly clean up FaZe yet again. Hopefully Enkyo, he's gonna be able to stay alive. Can you get the tap on here?
There you go. Ben kills rated.
I like this concrete positioning from the
which forces AG Global out of the tunnel.
Time and time compared to some of our
and now
they try and patrol the edge of that circle and move.
Teams who are floating where Twisted Minds has moved on.
They're taking space in prison. Again, everybody's gonna rotate prison, right? Because like that's like where you want to be at this point in the game. They're just taking all this space. They're going down to showers, and they're like, you know what? We don't even need to fight all of this. Let's just focus tunnel. Here we go. And this fight right here. This fight right here is what wins the game for Twisted Minds.
The AGAL may be able to hit the timing, but it's a couple of thermites. It will back down some of the members with the burn. It comes on out.
Beautiful use of tacticals. Beautiful use of lethals. This read on Scummin was wonderful. Aiden really went big right here. And now they literally have this whole area. They only have to really focus on one, not getting flanked. And they also get to scout where every other team is. They don't have to engage with them, but they have information on all the other teams.
When we talk about death ball, ladies and gentlemen, that is how that plays out. Nice and close and personal. Dongi, by the way, peeled off by Prodigy. So Virtus Pro will be down a man, looking to make this next rotation over from Prison Courtyard. Anchoring in at this point for the Falcons. Is he going to be able to get the plate to pay attention to the fact that they've got some players in the water behind them, but his Gentlemate's under pressure at concrete.
Thank you. 1v3 in all of the Gentlemate's fans.
However, you are missing Dongi in this engagement. So
again, Twisted Minds right here, they're not even fighting. They're just making sure that nobody's flanking them in tunnel. But nobody is because everybody's too busy fighting in prison and in the courtyard.
It is the two if you go. Well, they're not going to be feeling much better.
This has no protect out. Jawad is there for a trade taken off our map. So
and here we go. Look at the only team that is in zone. Twisted Minds is the only team in zone at this point in time. Not only that, it's one of the only teams that's like a full 3. You had Falcons a full 3, you had Vision a full 3, and you had Twisted Minds a full 3.
EXO just gonna be a thorn in the side for now, a nuisance really that you really want to swat away. And now the Reds come. Number 2, that's Team Vision in the mix as well.
We are coming down to the final moments. Twisted Minds, they want to just go ahead, hold this tunnel.
And again, like the casters are saying, they just want to hold this tunnel. They want every other team to fight each other. Because, again, they don't need the kills. They just need the win at this point.
The Falcons are not careful. They could find themselves directly in the line of sight of not only Twisted Minds, but also
oh my god, I'm probably not even recording.
Team Vision on the other side into battle against EXO Esports.
Z-Smith just going to watch the back line, then turn his attention forward once that gas is finished coming on in. 100 Thieves going to lock themselves down around the shack, not having to worry about any pressure from the backside. Falcon's going to have to flood forward at some point. Circle's going to drag hard towards them, though. It's all about these fights in the open territory.
I mean, Falcons, Twisted Minds, Thieves, they're in great position right now. No matter where this is going to go ahead and pull. EXO Esports taking on.
In this situation, at this point in time, they are still the best positioned team in the game because these guys, Falcons, have free line of sight on 100 Thieves. So these guys, if they were just peek their head for 5 seconds, they could probably kill Gabe right here. But then they do that, they get pushed by Vision. So regardless, this team, Twisted Minds, was in the best position. And again, we literally had this zone the previous game.
Out. Team Vision, they are the only team not on match point here, ladies and gentlemen. They have an opportunity to put us to one more game, but it's 3 out of our 4 squads. They are here. 100 Thieves, they're going to make a gas play. They're trying to set themselves up already in control. Soka is going to be run
So
over
again,
here a little bit.
everybody is fighting, right? Everybody is fighting. You have 100 Thieves that did the early rotate.
And he will flee, and he will fall.
But the problem here is that 100 Thieves went a little early.
100 Thieves on that rotation. Thieves lose 2. Twisted Minds in the best position to see it all.
It's all self-revive.
Twisted Minds perfectly timed this rotation. They took the height.
Team Vision, they are here, and it's going to be
And all 3 of them went down, which I think is the craziest part out of all of this.
But the self-revives on top of control.
Had they timed this any worse, all 3 of them died to gas. So this was really, really, really fun to watch.
Coming on in, Gabe.
100 Thieves rotated too early. They don't have gas masks anymore. They all use their self-revive, so they cannot play the gas at this point. Twisted Minds played it perfectly to use their utility perfectly in time and stay alive is the most important part.
A shoulder. Team Vision, they're looking at control as well. They can't manage to see anybody of 100 Thieves for the zone.
Vision here is in a really rough spot because Twisted Minds can just like look down and pretty much kill them all. Obviously, they're a little bit busy reviving each other right now. That nade, if it would have actually connected, would have been the craziest thing that we've ever seen.
Trying to keep their tournament alive.
And here we go. The winning moment of it all. The decision of Echo and them to push 100 Thieves in the gas was crazy to watch. Like, that was like, wow. Because Twisted Minds just had free kills after that.
It's going through the truck. 100 Thieves, they're still alive below. A Molotov will finally be able to bring down Echo.
FIFA goes crazy on the 2Ps on 100 Thieves, but then he's left one shot, and boom. Twisted Minds literally just played a patient game. After zone 4, you don't see them on the kill feed because they just played a patient game. Let everybody kill each other, and we're gonna come in and clean it up at the end. The gas play was perfectly timed. It was a masterpiece, literally a masterpiece. Allman, which is the IGL of this team, did a wonderful, wonderful job of putting his team in a perfect position. And for that, I gotta give my flowers to this team. They really, went wild, especially those last 2 games. I mean, they got second the game before that, and then they got first the game right after that. So their ability to, keep composure and not get too down on themselves, I mean, it was beautiful. And they honestly really deserved this win. They did a phenomenal job. They had a wonderful tournament. And it was awesome, awesome, awesome to watch how they decided to play it out. So yeah, that is my breakdown of what Twisted Minds decided to do to really solidify their win. If you guys like this video, let me know down below. And if you want me to do more of these, also let me know in the comment section down below.